Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode. We had a really great housewarming party on Sunday. It was actually so great that we forgot to do very many videos. Sorry. There's a couple which I'll show you now that show you the main terrace, if you like. We got that all sorted out finally in the end, and lots and lots of people came. It was meant to rain on the day, but fortunately the rain held off until actually about 15 minutes after, just before the last people left. So we really got away with it. It was lovely sunshine, it was the right temperature, it was really nice. So yeah, that was brilliant. I've been busy. I've done the side of the bath panel, finished that, so the bathroom is now as much as it can be finished. This week I am tackling this area here. So this area here is the outdoor barbecue area. It's got a little oven over here, and the sinks are behind me, and it's just like a counter area, brick built, tiled, etc. It's undercover, as you can see. So I need to sort this area out and tidy it up because it's part of the whole front garden, which I'm going to be doing over the next few episodes, because I want to try and get the front garden area tidied and sorted with some plants in, because with it being now wetter, the rains are coming. Tidying this area up, getting it sorted, getting it nice and neat. We've got a washing machine here that is for our dog stuff, so the dog towels and blankets and things like that, which we have even more of now it's getting wetter. That needs to go underneath the counter, which may pose other problems because we've got to get the plumbing to the taps over here, and also somewhere for the water to go. So yeah, watch this space on that one. I need to replace these taps with two other taps. I've got two different taps to go on there. And then just really tidy all this area up so it's neat and looks good. Because at the moment, it kind of looks like what it is, which is a builder's yard, which is what I've been using it for. Because I've been using this area to do all the mixing for the plaster, for the tile cement, for the tile adhesive, sorry, for the grout, all of it. It's all been happening here. So let's get this area sorted out and tidy. So you can see how things connect up. This is the barbecue area that I'm going to be sorting out in this episode. And then essentially here is the front garden. So this big bed here is the front garden. Now some of the stones have fallen away. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy really. There's stuff in there that want to be in there, and there's stuff in there that don't want to be in there. We also have these trees. There's a lemon tree and a grapefruit. They're going to be going in there. This tree here will eventually be coming out, or at least getting chopped down. Won't necessarily come out entirely because it's not really necessary, but it'll be getting chopped down. Plus, we were gifted for our housewarming a rather beautiful jasmine, which smells absolutely incredible. Just the bed from the other side. We need to fix the wall. I say fix the wall, there's a couple of cracks that just need filling, and then it needs painting. But it's a lovely height, so you can have stuff growing over it and things. So when the trees are there, the fruit trees, it will look really beautiful. And that jasmine I want to have coming over around about here in the middle, so it spills over and it grows really big, and then the breeze will blow up and it'll blow all the lovely scent from that jasmine up into the house, which is fantastic. So yeah, the sun's just come out. This area here behind me will become part of the series, essentially. The barbecue area at the top there will be the beginning, and then we'll carry on down and make all this absolutely beautiful. So obviously getting these into the dry is pretty crucial right now, given the state of the weather. Now I've sorted this room out twice now, I believe, and it's not where I need it to be. Part of the reason for that, and it's in an upcoming episode, is the stable, which you've seen Sam's been sorting out. We're trying to get it looking nice in there so that Sam can set up some shelving, storage, things like that for all of her stuff for her business, which is essentially this entire area here, which needs to be taken all the way down to the stables and organised. And then once that's done, I can then go through everything else that's in here, sort out the shelving for here, and get this, spend a day or two kind of dedicated to here really to get this properly organised, because everything's here, but nothing really has a home where it is, so that all needs sorting out properly. So we didn't really pay that much attention when we first started looking around and sorting everything out, because this room here, this is the carport, which is essentially still full of things that need to go to either charity or the bins or something like that. So we didn't really pay any attention to this. However, the other day I was coming through here to go out the door this way, and I noticed that there's 2 oars here and some metal tied up. And again, I didn't really give it that much thought, but then when I was passing back through, I kind of noticed this that looks like a I can't remember what they call them now, ski thing. I noticed this piece of board behind, and then I kind of took another look at this and realised that it's an interesting shape. Then it occurred to me this is a boat. So we appear to have a boat. Now Sam says she remembers throwing away a piece of wood that looks like a rudder, so it's incomplete. So I have no idea what we're going to do with that, but it appears to be a boat. I don't know if it's intact, I don't know if it's a leaky boat, I don't know if it'll work at all, and we don't have a lake or anything to put it on. We'd have to drive somewhere to find out if I'd sink in a lake. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll make that an episode. Let us know if you want me to get in the leaky boat on water and find out how wet I get. Let me know in the comments. This is all washing that's just built up that needs to go in the wash. I'll put that out of the way for now. So these are the tiles that came off when I did the tap, because I couldn't get to the fitting, so I had to remove the tiles. So I need to figure out if we're going to apply these tiles again or if we're just going to leave them off. Don't know yet. Okay, so yesterday was called off due to bad weather. It was absolutely, well, we were on a yellow weather alert yesterday, so it really poured it down quite a lot. But gave me an opportunity to check to see if the roof leaks anywhere, and I didn't have any leaks. So, well, I had one very minor leak, I'll show you, in the sunroom, just a tiny little drip. But we still have to paint some waterproof stuff on that anyway, so that's fine. But as you can see, if I turn around, it is definitely not a rainy day today. So, what have I got to do today? So I need to put this washing machine underneath here. So that needs to go under there. I need to change the taps on the back, drill a hole through the countertop, which I don't have a tile drill, so I'm kind of winging it a little bit to hope I might put some water. Don't really know. It might become a huge mess, I'm not quite sure. But these tiles need replacing anyway, and I'll show you why. Not right now, they don't need replacing, but they will need replacing, because as you can see underneath here, if I show you, well, you can see on top how it's cracked, and there's a big crack here. So you can see underneath here they are basically just big tiles, and this one has cracked through the middle. So this, essentially, this tile here needs to be replaced, which is a bit of a messy job. Well, it may not be a messy job, I'm not quite sure, but when I come to tile the top or redo it, then I will replace that tile, but I'm not going to do it before then, because it's not an area we're going to use over winter, so it's not really a problem. And then this oven here, which is full of all sorts of stuff, we're not going to use it. We redo everything. What we'll actually do is we will replace this oven with probably a pizza oven, because it does have a chimney, and on the roof there you'll see it actually does have a proper chimney. So it's got a chimney there, so we don't want to kind of like just kind of throw that away, if you like. So we do want to make use of it. So we'll probably put a pizza oven here, which is nice and secure. It's not an open flame or anything like that, so we can use it during the summer season. And yeah, because we won't use this. We simply won't use it. It's not, people. A few people have said, oh, it's really old and things like that. The house isn't that old for this to be determined as super old. So it's not something we're overly concerned about. But that'll be a future thing, and this area will get redone. So, okay, let's move the washing machine under, so I've got some space, and then I'll have a better idea of how long my cables are as well. So the plan, oh, you can see me, the plan is that this hose, essentially over here, here, because I can't go through this, comes up here, like that, then across to the tap. So it's looking like, I mean, it'll go there, to be honest with you. I might even do that for the time being, until I put the plug socket in, because we can plug it in through the window. This hose, there's no drain here. The sinks actually drain out underground, under the driveway, and probably about 30 meters away. There's a pipe like this one that just comes out of the ground, and it just flows out. So my plan is to try and connect this to this piece of pipe that I've got temporarily, so that it will flood out onto the front garden. The only means I've got to do this is this connector, which, if you watched the previous video, you'll have seen it's the one that hasn't got the what are they called? Thingies. I don't know what it's called. Hasn't got the thingies. What's it called? Bloody words. Washers. Hasn't got the rubber washers to hold it in place. So this is a little bit rigged together, but it does mean that the water for now will wash away. My plan is actually to put a channel in the ground here and put a big pipe, a decent sized pipe, under the ground here that comes out on that bed, so that the water from here and this sink actually feed this bed. I've basically got two of these connected to each other as well, to the actual washer. So this piece here, I just need to go out here, underneath here, around the houses, and out over there. Okay, and that can go over here. what I'm going to do is use rocks essentially down here to these rocks to hold everything where I need it to be, so the dogs aren't falling over things and everything like that. So that can go there. I can hide that, and of course this 1-inch pipe desperately wants to be where it wants to be. Disturb this. I'm going to go away with one rock. Yes. Okay. There we go. Lovely. Oh yeah, this bit here, that's not good. So that needs to be to the ground as much as possible. Like that. That's perfect. We can get it down there like that. So can this rock help? There we go. There, that's actually kind of perfect. Yeah. Right. Perfect. Right, so that's that bit done. Alright, so we're replacing these taps which leak from here. So there's a washer gone deep inside these with these. I'm also replacing that one as well because that one doesn't have this base section. Unfortunately, I may have to take this tile off, or this tile will just take itself off. One of the two. Because there's a fixture in here that I can't get to with a set of pliers. The reason we're using these is because we want the washer to be permanently connected to this one, and this one we want the hose pipe here to be permanently connected to this one, such as, and then we can still use the taps. So that's the idea, is that we can still use the taps whilst the appliances are still attached. So I need to attach that to here. So I need to turn off all the water, undo that, get that on. When I put this one on, for some reason the threads took it sideways, so I'm hoping that's not going to be the case again. Don't know why that happened. Okay, so water's off. Although that's telling me otherwise. There we go. Now there's no water coming out of the tap. That was awkward. Right, let's try and undo this. Remove it without smashing my own finger in the process. These are so awkward because we put them in so close to the wall. It's incredibly hard to get near them. Try and get hold of the tap itself and turn it. Right, turns everything. Okay, so I want to turn everything. So let's remove this. Thing is, if I put the tap in there, it's going to be extremely close to the wall for the tap. I don't really want the tap that close to the wall. I kind of like the idea of it being out here, because this has this piece on it, which will bring the tap out another ½ inch. There we go. that's not right. Why is it going in? There we go. Let's turn the water on and see just how bad this situation is. Okay, so the water's back on again. That definitely works. Yep. Where are we dripping from there? We've got a lot of water coming out from behind that one. And that one as well. Okay, water's back off again. So I found some washers that were actually in some pieces that I didn't need to use from the kitchen sink. So I took them apart, put the washers in, put some more PTFE tape on, and they are now dry. So that's good. And that works. That's lopsided. So yeah, we're good. Everything works. Fabulous. So these taps are now in. They're working. That's fine. I will look at reattaching these tiles at some point, or what I'll do with those. But for now, I might just rest them up against the side, to be honest. So the other thing I need to do is this hose pipe here needs to live somewhere. Now it has a hook, so my dilemma is, does it go under here? Which kind of feels like the right place, but then you're always going to have this kind of flopping around over the top of the sinks. There's not really any way around that, to be honest with you. Or I put the hose like here. Do you know what I mean? So it's out the way but accessible. You can reach it still. Maybe a bit lower, maybe there with the hook. I think that works. I think it works there, to be honest. And I can always move it. I can always move it. If we don't like it, I can move it. So yeah, so where's my pen? So we want it kind of as low as possible, I suppose. About there. Okay. Basically, excuse me, that stays plugged in, and just take it over, we go. Yeah. Nice, tidy, excellent. So I've not really described this, but I need to figure out how to get this hose into here, not over the front. Now there's obviously a wall going right the way back here, so the hole would have to be about here, out there. Let me put that where it is. So the hole would have to be roughly where that spatula is. Now the problem is I don't have a tile drill. I certainly don't have a tile drill that will go do a hole, that's for sure. And in order to fit the fixings and the in order to fit the hose, should I say, it needs to be 1.5 inches, I guess, 1.5 inch, 2 inch hole. It's quite a big hole, really. So I need to think on that a little bit, because if I go, I mean, I could smash a hole through, because this is just tile. So I could smash a hole through, but the problem then is it would be a really ugly hole. It would be a mess. So I need to give this a bit of thought, really, as to how I do this, how I best do this. Because eventually we won't have 2 sinks here, we'll only have 1 sink. So what we might have is a tap that's purely for the hose, in which case the hose can come through the wall and up and just straight into the tap, or we can put a pipe out that goes down and under, and it's got a tap underneath just for that, etc. There's all sorts of different variations. For now though, I feel a little bit like having this hose over here might be the best temporary solution. While I give it a bit of thought. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'm just going to leave it for now, just for now. There will be more plastering need doing, there'll be more tiling needs doing, all that kind of stuff. However, I've picked up a sink, a metal double sink that somebody threw away, that I am going to retrofit into the workshop. So the plan going forwards will be the workshop will have a tap and running water inside it. So I won't have to use these for anything like this, because obviously, ideally, this area should be kept quite nice. It's miles away from it at the moment. The floor needs sorting out. Oh, there's lots of things need sorting out. But going forwards, I won't have to use this space. That's the plan. So it's looking a lot better than it did when I started. Still some stuff to do. I still need to sort out where this pipe is going to go, but that's me done. So we've got the tap sorted out. We've got the washing machine in the right place. The water's we're going to wash away onto the garden bed, and it's all looking considerably tidier than it did when I started. So all that's really left to say is thank you for watching another episode, and hope you are subscribed if you like the episode. But there is a lot more to do. The garden bed over there is coming up. That's going to be a fairly big and probably ongoing project, but I will need this area obviously for water and such like that while I'm doing it. So it's nice to have this area sorted. A little bit more tidying up to do of bits and pieces, but that will come in the next episode. So please do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Please hit the notification bell so that you know when we've got a new episode. And generally speaking, thank you for watching this one, and we'll see you next week.